is really funny at the same time. It's not necessarily. And we'll get that going. We'll get this going. Make sure I can hear myself okay. Okay, good. Let's make sure I can hear myself okay. Okay, good. Yep, I can hear myself. That means things are being what they need to be. So yeah, we're going to be able to hopefully accomplish even more now here at Rhalgar's Reach here in Girabanya. Even if it means having to kick a dancing whoever that is off of the war map. Because yeah, I guess someone has decided that while these people here in Girabanya are going through tremendous strife and pain and suffering, this guy's decided it's the perfect time to break out into a dance. Don't ask me why, but he's just deciding to do that and be a jerk. But in any event, hey there Yami, good to see you this evening, glad to have you with us, and Miguel, you as well. So, greetings people of the world, Matthew back with you here at Novaura Autism for the evening session of Day 1 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood Live. So, we are back here with our Warrior of Light, Corinne Loren, who is now going to help out the continuing operations within the action that is going on at Rhalgar's Reach. Last time for the stream, we had the opportunity to help out the people over in the town of Alagana, and then we proceeded to show off the level 60 Dragoon challenge for Stormblood, as well as unlock Red Mage and Samurai. So now we're going to go back to the main story because there are no other side challenges for us to do at this time. So, as that's concerned, we're going to be speaking with Alpha Node, who has here with, of course, the members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Although, where are they? I thought they would have been here. Alpha Node, where did they go? They were under your watch, not mine! What's going on? Whatever. He's got the main challenge, but we gotta do it. So, let's take on the level 61 challenge entitled Crossing the Volodina. Alpha Node has been making himself useful to the Resistance. And with that, another task is complete. Ah, Corinne, I hear you've been keeping busy. Well, she has, and we thank her for it. It pleases me to inform you that our new recruits have completed their initial training and stand ready to contribute. It has nothing to do with the guy dancing on the table, right? Who is AFK, actually. As discussed, Minago, I would have you present my proposal for an assault on Castellum Volodina to General Olden personally. Of course, sir. Are you and yours planning to return to Castromorium before the operation? If so, why don't we travel together? That seems a fine suggestion, but I must consult my comrades ere we depart. Very well, I will wait for you at the pass, but not too long. I expect Kryl and Ishtola will wish to remain here to support the conversions, but nevertheless we should go and ask them. Everyone's focused on the Stormblood. Their Byakurai. Yeah, Sally, it's something that you'll just have to deal with. Yeah, I wish that wasn't always the case, but in this instance, it is something that we have to deal with. Because, yeah, you can't even do roulettes. unless you know a few people who are actually doing them. Which is unfortunate, because this is where the helping out everyone else kind of is really a good idea right now. Let's go over to the infirmary, and we'll give Ishtola and Krell a chatter. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen these two. It's all to miss. Well, we're telling you what we're gonna do. I see. That would explain the sudden flurry of activity outside. This joint operation marks a turning point in our conflict with the Gallians. For the first time, the Resistance and the Alliance shall go on the offensive and attempt to capture an Imperial outpost in occupied territory. Personally, I believe it is imperative that we offer them our full support. As was the case with Ishgard, however, this is not a choice to be made lightly, nor less on others' behalfs. This is war, and every scion must decide what part he or she would play. I'll fight for Alamigo, for my father, for Ida. I'm in it to the end. The choice was made for us ere we were born, brother, when the Empire marched on Eorzea. They will stop at nothing to subjugate or slaughter us all. Van Belsar and Van Darnus were but the first to try. Though your fervour is surprising, I cannot dispute your logic. At the risk of repeating myself, I am of course of the same mind. The present situation is untenable and further complicated by the existence of Ilbeld's Primal. I believe we have no recourse but to directly and openly intervene. I thought this a foregone conclusion given our actions thus far, but if you require renewed affirmation, then yes. I'm still wholly committed to this cause, for it is ultimately the self-same cause I have served since I pledged to serve Master Louisoix and the Circle of Knowing, the salvation of Eorzea by any means necessary. That said, I shall refrain from taking the field on this occasion. There are many here who require further treatment and doubtless more to come after. I came here from Infilia and that hasn't changed. I'd like to stay with the Stola for now and tend to the wounded. As for you, Corinne, you are, to quote our dear friend Lord Edmond, the woman who slew Gaius van Pelsar and some half-dozen primals besides. Your presence may well prove the difference between victory and defeat. Many look to you as a hero and heap great expectations upon your shoulders, but like you, every scion must decide for yourself. Like, why are we even choosing? Yeah, this isn't my fight, but I'll do what I must. Well, for me, it's as long as there's a battle to be fought, I'll be there. Ever the adventurer, you live for these moments, do you not? Take care, Ishtola, Krell, and do not hesitate to contact us should you require assistance. Lise, I would ask that you remain here by Conrad's side. We should go or Monago will leave without us. Might I persuade you to join us, Corinne? Should you wish to give your decision further consideration, Castrum Orion will seem an apt place to do it. You need not answer right away. I am sure I can convince Monago to wait a little longer. Well, if you really believe that's what it's going to take. But in any event, we'll go ahead and see where Alphinaud is. He should be at the gates, and he is, or pretty close to it. Yeah, all the while you're listening to the Garlean national anthem, masquerading as a rallying cry for the people of Alamigo. Kind of insulting, don't you think? Yeah, here's Alphinaud. So you will be accompanying us. Full glad I am to hear it. All set. Excellent, then let us be off. And so now we have to warp over to Castle Morion. Sadly no, Cetrin. So we'll go ahead and warp to Castor Morion. And make the jump over there. Only to know that we'll have to cross back over the river again. Yeah, it's a sad irony, isn't it? So let's reconvene with the general and the crew. Welcome back, comrades. What news? Greetings, General. I am come at Commander Kemp's behest to brief you on the latest developments at the Reach. Our recruitment efforts have exceeded expectations. In addition to welcoming many young, motivated Alamegans, our ranks have been bolstered by the arrival of a number of experienced veterans, thanks in large part to the efforts of the Scions. As a consequence, we are now able to field half a dozen new units, with more being trained as we speak. Good. I gather Conrad is eager to strike while the iron's hot. Just so, General. He proposes that we begin preparations for a joint operation to capture Castellum Volodina. Capture Volodina? That will not be easy. It will, however, be necessary if we are ever to push east towards the capital. There is no profit in delay. It is only a matter of time before the Guardians learn of our plans and summon reinforcements. The Alliance hereby accepts Commander Kemp's proposal. Tell him to take no chances. Bring every able-bodied Alamegan who can wield a weapon. Pippin, I want Volodina watched. Assess its defenses. Every fortress has a weakness and I would know this one's. If there's no objection, General, might the Scions join Marshal Terrapin? By all means, if that is all, let us be about it. Alright, Skylar's trying to get my attention. So we'll conclude this challenge by speaking with Alice. Conrad and the General of one mind, it seems. I only wish I could say the same. While this aggressive strategy may well profit us in the end, what losses will we suffer in the meantime? Anyway, we should speak with the Vice Marshal about this reconnaissance mission and see how he would like to proceed. And so with that, we'll obtain 175,000 experience points, plus 589 gil, and our choice of earrings. So now things are going over to Pippin. Let's come around here to speak with him for the level 61 challenge entitled In Crimson It Began. Pippin is looking forward to the assault on Castellum Volodina. Thank you for volunteering to join me. This should be a fairly straightforward reconnaissance mission, so long as we do not have the ill fortune to run afoul of an Imperial patrol. Come, our destination is beyond East End, just north of Volodina. I guess Setrin and Byakurai have got their success going as far as helping each other out. Send them some well wishes on their journey into Aurum Vale. Because yeah, you will not find many people who are willing to go to Aurum Vale willingly. Yeah, I have gotten a bit far. But hey, Scala. So yeah, our destination is actually pretty far out. In fact, in this instance, I'll want to run down the river. Yeah, normally I would do otherwise, but in this instance, that's not the case. Yeah, for the other quest, it seems like you need to go around the north end of this giant rock face in order to get to where you need to go, but not this time. I'm being pursued. Not only that, there's a storm brewing. Okay, so let's follow the path. And we gotta take it a long way around. Gotta take a really long way to get around. Okay. Are you sure you've had enough sleep, Skyla? Because I'm just worried about you, because I will be streaming again tomorrow morning. Yeah, we're gonna make our way... Actually, I'd be willing to forego streaming tomorrow morning and help you out as far as getting back closer to where I am. I'd be willing to forego streaming tomorrow morning to help you out. Alright, Pippin. This ought to be close enough. Now it's time for a long watch. That said, it will be prudent to keep your weapons at the ready in the event a passing patrol stumbles upon us, or worse. So, upon proceeding to the infirmary, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. So yeah, we want to go in. But yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen that disclaimer, but you'll see why as we get into this challenge. And this cutscene.
Excellent. The disposition of the Imperial forces is exactly as expected. I will notify Father.
But
Cannon
then...
fire! Where did it come from?
Smoke! There! Is that...
Oh my god.
God, it's Ralga's reach.
People from Toronto really need to stop calling me. People from Toronto really need to stop calling me. But yeah, we got a problem here.
It's no use. I think someone's jamming our communications.
And it's not just visually.
You don't think... Could this be part of a coordinated attack?
Too early to draw conclusions. We must abort the assault and return to the Reach at once.
Absolutely. So yeah, there's bad things going on back at HQ. And you're about to see it for yourself. It's Team Skull. And their leader, Fordola.
Forward! Forward! Give them no quarter!
Yeah, you're gonna be hard-pressed to beat her. But at least Method is taking down the skulls. And now we have a duel on our hands.
Kinslayer!
You're no kin of mine!
And unfortunately, she shows why. Yeah, that came out of the corner of Lisa's eye.
Meffred!
And now Lisa's gonna try her luck.
Hells take you!
And then amidst all this, if you're watching this afternoon, these clothes might look familiar to you.
Well, well.
Yeah, it's the guy who runs things in Alamigo, and he's come to pay us a visit. Yeah, and as you can tell, obviously, it's not a diplomatic mission.
Stand aside, Pilus. This one has promise.
Have a care, my lord. She's not like the others.
Do not disappoint me, girl, or I will kill you.
Yeah, he's got 3 weapons all within that one holster.
7 hells! It's him! It's Xenos!
The Viceroy? Oh, you are a dead man! Ah!
Yeah, unfortunately for Lise,
So
his hands are too
spirited,
fast.
and yet so empty.
Doesn't need to cut her down, just knock her back. But then again, yeah, if Shola tries to make the save,
Ah, a magical barrier. Alas. It will not save you.
yeah, because now he's actually gonna try.
Yashola!
And now she's down too.
Hold the line, Byrolga! Hold the line!
Oh, you're not gonna get that chance, Conrad. And so while we've been running our asses off to get back to the Reach, yeah, those who can run away are. Crawl alongside them.
Cryle!
Alphino!
We saw the smoke and thought we heard explosions. Are we under attack?
Oh, absolutely we are.
The Imperials were all over us before we realized what was happening. No one knew where to run or what to do. It was chaos. Lise and Master Kemp rallied the guards and bought us enough time to get some of the wounded to safety, but I haven't seen either of them since.
Confound it! If we lose the Reach, this will all have been for naught. Arenvold, can you escort these people to the wall?
It's gonna be a long way for him. Because, yeah, he's holding a wounded Monago.
Aye, sir.
Our place is at the Reach. We must offer such aid and succor as we are able. Saving lives is now our paramount concern.
Yeah, because we have no
We
choice.
can hold back the Imperials until Father sends reinforcements. We may yet turn the tide.
I'll join you. I've done all I can for these people, and you'll be crying out for a healer in there.
Thanks, Cryle.
I fear you're right. Come, there is no time to lose.
And so we gotta run as fast as we possibly can to get back into Rolgar's Reach, or what's left of it. And so once we load back in, it's pretty much straightforward. Try to find any Guardian soldiers you can and beat them. The war has been brought to right to us, and we have to stop these guys.
It's all over now!
Find any you can and get rid of them as quickly as possible, because they're going to try and focus their attention on the stragglers. And if one straggler dies, you have to start over. So burn through these guys as fast as you can. Alright. I want to get over here and help this straggler out. Thankfully, Pippin is joined in protecting them. Alright, so now we gotta go over this way. And there is a very specific order that you have to do this, because of these Magitech Reapers that are gonna charge right in and immediately focus on the stragglers. So yeah, you gotta be fast and get these Reapers off the stragglers' tails. Thankfully, I'm standing in the right spot. Now this one I was not able to get to him fast enough the first time I attempted this, and I ended up having to start over. Thankfully though, I've got the aggro pulled off. Everyone else that's on your team can take care of everyone else. Now we can join in on this fight. Alright, so that's taken care of. Now we gotta go over here now.
For the glory of the flames!
Yeah, now Pippin's really starting to get into it now. But yeah, we know where our focus has to be. Gotta go after anyone chasing a straggler. Yeah, all our attention has to be here. Alright, that one's down. I'm gonna jump in on this one because he's so close to being dead. Now we'll focus on this one. Yeah. You bring your own fire, I bring my own, as is the way of the Azure Dragoon. So yeah, they're telling us that everyone else is being held elsewhere. So let's continue the run-up. Yeah, now we can start going after Fordola, if we so desire. We're gonna help the party out by thinning the numbers out a little. Thank you for positioning that in such a convenient spot. Yeah, you can tell these skulls are not gonna mess around with us. Alright, now the rest I can focus on Fordola, because we have to weaken her to a certain point in order to stop this. The Warrior of Light, damn it! And that causes the fight to stop. Yeah, you dare cross with me? Ouch. Good job, Alpha Node. Well, at least we found Lise.
What took you so
and a
long?
wounded Ashtola.
Alpha! yes or no, I need your help.
So yeah, they'll do what they must in order to save both Conrad and Ashtola.
My lord, the prisoners!
Yeah.
See to your men, Pylus.
Yeah, the big guy doesn't want to have Fordola continue this.
As you command, my lord.
Your friends were a disappointment. But you will entertain me, will you not?
Yeah, we're actually being asked to fight the big guy himself at this early stage in the game. So, as you can pretty much imagine, you know what's going to happen, right? You fight the big boss early on in the game that you're going to fight at the end, and what do you think's going to happen?
As one!
And also, as you can see, look what the experience level is. He's maxed out. And if you see the damage I'm causing, it's not really all that much. Because yeah, he can even do moves like that. And then, he'll do stuff like this.
Give me something to remember.
Yeah, if you've seen the... if you remember the battle against Ilberd, he has a similar move where he drops a whole bunch of swords on you, and you have to clear one away in order to give yourself a space to run to safety. And these things are going to keep dropping throughout the fight. Oh, you pulled a fast one on me, huh? Well, as long as I don't stand... Okay, they counted that for some reason. But yeah, he's not impressed by what I got. Oh, damn it. Oh. I'm not wanting to touch that. Yeah, I'm not wanting to touch that. Yeah, as you can see, even a critical hit won't even do 700 points of damage. Oh, you're gonna be like that, huh? Yeah, over here, Xenos. And if you're wondering how long does this fight go...
Don't stop now.
It goes until you get to taking 10% of his HP off. In case you were wondering. So yeah, we can keep going until I get 10% off him. I think you have to endure to that long. I don't know if you can just let him kill you or not. But yeah, then he'll start doing this. So now you really have to put yourself in a situation where you're trying to save yourself. But yeah, this is going to take a while. Sephiroth 2.0. Well, he's got the Sephiroth hair. I can't put that up against him. Can't argue that point all that much. Whoa! Sephiroth 2.0. I'm not surprised, honestly. But Sephiroth only needed one sword. This guy has multiple weapons at his disposal. He brings the whole arsenal in one massive gauntlet. Oh, you cheap bastard. Yeah, I was gonna get hit by that. But then again, what else would I expect from this guy? No, it ends when I decide And thankfully, the second wind saved me. But yeah, that's it. But yeah, I was able to get him down to 10% of his health before. With Mathia. But yeah, we can just keep going until it's just ended. So yeah, after barely scratching him, our Warrior of Light has been knocked down and is without her weapon. Uh-oh. Ow. He even broke his blade against my armor. Ravana already has multiple swords. Ravana already has multiple swords, Ichigo. Yeah, not even the Warrior of Light can take down someone like that. To be honest, I think it's the first ever time where the Warrior of Light actually loses like this.
7 hells.
Yeah, as much as he would love to draw swords, you saw what happened to me, right? Yeah, so what chance do you have?
Shall we give chase, General? Nay. There has been enough death this day. See to the wounded. Aye, sir.
And so away they go. And I'm left on my knees.
You all right, lass?
The pained look in her face says it all. Well enough, next time he'll pay.
Aye, I do not doubt it.
But yeah, there are a lot of dead people around. Team Skull has its way with us, and so does the Viceroy. So meanwhile, we're still trying to save Ishtola and Conrad.
Don't you die on me, Ishola! Hold on!
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Yeah, she has a raise spell.
Alphino, Master Kemp is all yours.
Understood.
Don't just stand there gawping. Hold her down while I work.
Okay, okay. I mean, you could have asked Lise, too. She was already down on her knees, and right next to her, you could have reached out. She could have reached out and done the same thing.
The worst is past, but without the proper facilities, I can do no more.
Master Kemp too would be better served in the infirmary. Let us take them there without delay.
Give us a hand, would you, Lise?
Yeah, now you ask for her help.
Of course. I know you must be exhausted, but there will be others who need our help. Leave these two to us and look to the other wounded.
Of course. Yeah, I was already told about that there, Son of Zero. It's been a long time since we've had you come and pay us a visit. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you with us. Well, I would say that under normal circumstances, but obviously we just had to endure a massacre. General, you did well, Kurin. You saved lives. No matter what happens, remember that. Now then, let's do what we can for the wounded. Every minute counts. And so, we must begrudgingly take 175,000 experience points and 2,200 gil. And still have to listen to the Guardian National Anthem. But yeah, someone was actually telling me about that there, Zero. Someone was actually telling me about that. Wait a minute, those two are done already? I guess they are. Wow, that didn't take long. Oh, Byakurai is trying to build up a samurai, huh? Interesting. But yeah, given what's just happened, we definitely have had a very bad moment on our hands. And not one to be soon forgotten. Oh, they helped out each other by... Oh, okay. Cetrin gave Byakurai some money for an apartment, okay. In-game, of course, not in real life. It's very generous. I got still some ice in here. Alright. Okay, let's proceed to get back to the capture card again. Okay. So after suffering through our defeats, we must now go ahead and speak with Raubahn to take on the next main story challenge at level 61 entitled The Fires Fade. The haunted look in Raubahn's eyes speaks volumes. See to the wounded, Crid. If they live, help them. If not, move on. Isn't that kind of a bit harsh? To say, if they're dead, move on. Like, shouldn't I help gather them together if they're buried? And then, or rather, and then bury them? Because yeah, we got Mefrid over here. But Mefrid lies motionless, having breathed his last. Clenched in his fist is a small charm which you take for safekeeping. Yeah. The one guy who we saved in Realm Reborn all that time ago and we never saw again, finally ends up back here and ends up dying at the hands of Team Skull. He was already cold when I got to him. There was naught I could do. That charm must have been important. You best take us, Conrad. So yeah, I was actually thinking when I did this for the first time that we were helping out multiple people. But no, it turns out it's just... we're trying to find out what became of Mefrid. And as you saw, it didn't work out for him. So I'm gonna hustle back over to the infirmary, cause yeah, Conrad's still being attended to. If he's awake, he'll need to know that something has been entrusted to him. Manalgo, Mefrid, where are you? Well, I have something that belongs to one of them. This is... I hate to break it to you. He's dead. Method was a warrior, always thinking about others before himself. He once had an Imperial patrol chase him nigh on 20 moms so that his wounded would have time to escape. His comrades loved him for it, of course, though that made him worry more. Did you know that he sent his men in Cornmill away because he thought they were fighting for him and not the cause? Aye, well, he did. The only life he was willing to risk was his own, you see. But that's exactly the kind of man who should be leader. The man who deserves to survive. Not an old fool who's all used up. There's no logic to Master Kemp. There never is. Who stands, who falls. In the heat of battle we can but do our best, as he did. Method will be sorely missed, aye. But because of his sacrifice, many now live who otherwise would not. And they need us now more than ever. Aye, that they do. Forgive me, I had high hopes for him is all. And so another 175,000 experience points to us. And our next quest will be coming from Pippin. As you can see, there are now quests that are now being made available. One over there, one over there. Looks like those are the only other two side quests that are currently available. So why don't we go ahead and speak with Pippin next. We'll get to the side quests in a moment. But let's speak with Pippin for the level 61 challenge entitled Bereft of Hearth and Home. Rhalgr's Reach is no longer safe, as Pippin well knows. Our defeat knows no near thing. It was total, a humiliation. We were powerless to withstand our enemy's assault. But we cannot afford to dwell on our failure. As Alphen had said, it is those who survived whom we must think of now. Rhalgr's Reach is no longer safe. The Imperials may have withdrawn, but they could return any time to finish what they began. We dare not remain here. Those who are not fit to make the journey to Castrum Orion will need to be taken by chocobo carriage. Agreed? Good. I shall oversee preparations for the carriages. In the meantime, I would have you scour the infirmary for any supplies that might prove useful during the journey. And so that would include speaking with Aurella here, who we spoke with at the end of the previous stream. Oh, forgive me, but it is imperative that my hospital continue preparing medicines for the wounded. If you desire treatment, I must ask that you seek it elsewhere. Actually, we're here for a different reason. And Pierce Harvey, that's kind of offensive to be having a Magitech minion walking around in a place where people just got destroyed. Yeah, thanks. Take it away. Oh, I see. In that case, you are free to search the barber and take that which you require. I will not have our people dying en route. I would assist you, but this process demands my undivided attention. So we gotta take 3 different medical supplies from over here. From over here. And then hiding behind this curtain. Oh, no, not. Okay, for some reason I thought it was hiding behind the curtain. Okay, where's that last set of stuff that we need? Do I have to go around for it? Trying to remember. Oh, a wall. Of course. And over here. So now we gotta go over to the courier, who is going to be actually not all that far. Miss, Marshal Talipin said you might have something from me? I do. 12 be praised. This should put the driver's hearts at ease. Tell the Vice Marshal we await his orders. And so now, Ishtola and the others are safely strapped in. Don't worry, I'll be by her side the entire time. Thank you, Kryl. I'll walk alongside. They'll need protection in case the Guardians try anything. Hang on, you're injured too, aren't you? Shouldn't you be in one of the carriages? I'm not so frail that I can't make the trip on my own. Besides, there's still work to be done here. I'll see you at the wall when it's finished. As you wish, then let us set forth at once. We shall move as quickly as our comrade's health allows. To Castrum Orient. Yeah, get them out of here, quick. And so that quest is finished. So I believe if we take the next quest from Conrad, that will actually encourage us to leave. So before we do that, let's go ahead and take the 2 side quests that we were intending to take before we left. And in the meantime, we're welcoming a new viewer, Jacob Rabi. Welcome to Let's Play Novaura Autism. Glad to have you joining us this evening. Glad you can make it. So yeah, first of all, in terms of the side quests, is this Wounded Resistance Fighter. So let's take on his level 61 challenge entitled Mother's Boy. The Wounded Resistance Fighter has a lot on his mind. There was something I would ask of you, Lass. I joined the resistance against my mother's wishes. She awaits me back in my hometown. I'm lucky to still be here after that last battle, and I don't want to take her love for granted anymore. Please, deliver this bandana to Mother in Alagana on my behalf. And tell her that I said thank you. I want her to know I understand why she objected me to joining the fight against the Empire. So, yeah, that's straight away, so we can finish that when we want to warp directly to Alagana. But we're going to go ahead and take the other quest in the meantime. And that's going to be on the far opposite side of the settlement. Where's that aetheryte? There it is. So yeah, taking back to the other side. And you're welcome there, Jacob. And please feel free, if you're watching for the first time, please feel free to share this stuff with your friends or your family. We'd love to have them watching as well. And if you haven't clicked the like button yet, please do so. Make sure you do that too. So over here is going to be our other side quest from this Straight Arrow Sutler with his level 61 challenge entitled Hard Blow. This Straight Arrow Sutler is struggling to convince the Resistance fighters. Could you lend me a hand? I rushed here after hearing that Rolgar's Reach had been attacked by the Empire, bringing all the goods I could carry with me. One of the weapons I brought was a blowgun. I think it's a fairly useful tool, but none of the Resistance fighters seem to agree. Could you help me show them all how handy it can be? I know it will serve them well in their fight. They simply do not realize it yet. Please meet me by the targets I have set up. So, for this particular quest, we're going to do something that is being done for the first time in Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to be doing something a little different from what is usually done, in that this quest will allow us to be able to interact with our weapon in a unique way. I prepared 4 targets for you. Hit them all to show how splendid a weapon the blowgun is. Make sure to first choose your target before blowing with all your might. And so we have to stand over here, and we have to find our 4 targets. So as you can see, all these targets are over here, and I have to hit them. So once you lock onto one, hold down the button you want, and hit the target. You can zoom in if you want, but these targets are fairly visible and hard to miss. So now one up over here. And then this one tries to pull a fast one on you by trying to camouflage itself as a carriage wheel. However, I'm not so easily tricked. Well, there's Settler. Are you satisfied? Absolute perfection. The Resistance fighters were transfixed by your display. Or at least the one standing next to you. If one is able to get close enough to an enemy, they could use the blowgun to shoot a poison dart right into their neck. It can be really quite handy in the right situation. I got the idea from an Alamigan I met in the Black Shroud. He said he'd seen some locals hunting with it, and wondered if the Resistance couldn't find a use for it. It just goes to show you don't need to pick up a sword to fight against the Empire. We all have our own parts to play. And so we get another 87,000 experience points. So we're done with him. As Dawn is settling on the land. I don't believe there are any others. Okay, so yeah, it's just the one other main story quest that's left. But we're going to go ahead and make the jump over to Alagana. But yeah, thanks for being such a great fan there, Jacob. We're glad that we have you with us. So yeah, we gotta go make the delivery that a distraught mother does not want to receive the package from. So I believe I have to go up to the higher tier. Yep. We gotta go up to an upper tier. So we'll take the right and then give this bandana to the mother of the fighter in question. Have we met? No, but I have something for you. Why, this is my poise! Has something happened to him? I'm afraid so. Thank heavens he is still safe. I tried to dissuade him from joining the Resistance, but he would not listen. We had a big fight and he wound up sneaking out in the dead of night. It is weighed off my mind to learn that he does not resent me. However, the fact that he has returned this bandana must mean he intends to continue fighting. If his resolve is truly that strong, then there is little chance of me convincing him to come home. I will continue to pray for his safe return. And so with that, we get another 87,000 experience points. Now we could go back to take on the main story quest, but since new quests have now been made available to us here in Alagana, we're going to go ahead and take these. So, since Gerbert is so conveniently close by with a quest, why don't we take his on first? So let's speak with Gerbert here for the level 61 challenge entitled Of Rats and Men. Gerbert has a rodent problem. Well, you certainly don't look like a guardian. Assuming I'm correct, could you help me deal with the little pest problem? Ever since the Empire outlawed the practice of all religions, I've been unable to pray at Hidden Tier. Instead, I decided to create a spot to the southwest where I can mourn the dead in secret. The problem is, whenever I leave offerings of food for the deceased, those blasted robber rats gobble them up for themselves. That's why I've created this. One whiff of it and those pests will be on their way. Though make sure to be on your guard. Some of the more aggressive rats may attack you instead. Alright. Something I'm actually going to do here as well, while I have an opportunity, I'm going to make a jump back to my FC house. And in the meanwhile, hello there, Jacob. Good to see you back. Jacob Foster, of course. It's good to have you back, because we know you've been with us earlier in the day. So yeah, meanwhile as well, let me look something up here while I'm waiting for my warp back in. But yeah, if I could recommend as well for you guys as well while I'm doing this stream, I'd also encourage you to pay a visit to my girlfriend's stream. She's also now live. So I've also posted a link in the chat for you guys to click on the link to my girlfriend's Skyla's stream. She goes by the YouTube handle Cynthia Komori, and I would greatly appreciate it if you go give her a click on the link there, check out her video for Stormblood, subscribe to her, give her video a like, and help her out as well. I'm sure she'll greatly appreciate it. And I know I would too. But yeah, one thing I've done with Mathia that I've not yet done with Corinne is fetch my chocobo. I believe I still have a stable broom. Yeah, I'll go ahead and clean that up a bit. Okay, so let's jump back now to Alagana. And we'll go from there. In the meanwhile, let's go give a good evening to Aika. Well, trust me, Jacob, when I say you haven't seen anything yet. This is just the beginning. Considering we're at a war with a very merciless military dictatorship, you should expect that what we've seen is just scratching the surface. So yeah, I expect to see a little more of this as you go along in this game. So yeah, we want to go and use the brown liquid at the designated locations to slay any robber rats that attack. I have Geisel Greens doing that. Oh yeah, I got plenty. I got 92. But yeah, there'll be many more deaths to come there, Jacob. And there's going to be a lot more distress before this journey is gone. And believe me, I haven't even though I've been practicing with my previous Warrior of Light from Heaven's Ward, Mathia, before I started doing this, and I have him to level 64, it's like, I feel like I haven't even scratched the surface yet. I feel like there's still so much to discover and see for myself and whatnot. Yeah, we're definitely going a long way out. Yeah, that's very true there. That's very true there, Jacob. That's very true. Yeah, definitely cannot argue with that logic at all. I mean, in this instance, I mean, we've seen the T rating for Realm Reborn and Heavensward before, but seldom have we ever seen it put to use. This time, though, then that T rating actually means something. So yeah, all the way out here, in this far off tucked away corner, is this place. Where Chapuli live, that are gonna give me a hard time, as I expect they would. Let's go ahead and show them that I don't take kindly to be pushed around by a giant grasshopper. Lock and load! And get you to the point where we're almost dead. There we go. Now we gotta step into the circle and do what we must. Let's use the Geisel Green to summon my Chocobo. And let's proceed to deal with this stuff. And this time we have to fight a rat. But it's not always going to be that way. Into the air and down. There we go. Now I gotta deal with the other two spots. Well, given what I've seen so far, Jacob, I actually concur with the other Jacob. In fact, I already said that. Yeah, back to Alagana. And we'll let Mr. Gerbert know that the rats have been driven off. So that's all gone. Excellent news. Now I can speak with my son again. I lost my boy to a quarrying accident some time ago. He pushed me out of the way when a bunch of rocks suddenly fell down on us. He was buried so deep we never even found his body. I couldn't stand the idea of him being forgotten, so I went ahead and built a grave for him. It's near the area where the accident happened. Not a day goes by when I don't wish he had saved himself. He still had his whole life ahead of him. Thank you for all your help. It brings me some solace to know that I can still talk to my son from time to time. And so with that, another 87,000 experience points comes our way. Now let's run down here to get the one that will be affixed to unlocking an Aether Current. So let's run over this way. Yeah, we're going to speak with Ragenfrid again. So, Mr. Ragenfrid will give us our next level 61 challenge entitled Saint Sayer. Ragenfrid would like to introduce you to an old friend. Fancy yourself as our village's savior, do you? If you truly mean what you say, I have a mind to introduce you to someone. His name's Sayer. Used to be one of the quarry's finest workers, he did. He keeps fighting the good fight to restore Alagana to its former glory, but I do worry about the toll it must be taking on a man of his years. Have a chat with him if you're interested in helping. I believe we can do that. So, Mr. Sayer is going to be over here, standing next to this cynical villager. Yeah, does it seem that all these people at Alagana are cynical? Oh, you're right. Thank you for coming. I'm still waiting for a few more of the villagers to arrive. The old bugger's treating us to another one of his speeches, I see. How long do you plan to continue living in abject squalor, I ask you? It's high time we brought back the quarry that once made me proud to hail from Alagana. Some of you may be too young to remember, but the quarry used to mean everything to this village. Also, hello there, Lynette. Good to see you this evening. Glad to have you with us. Bloody hells, when is this old codger gonna stop harping on about the good old days? Time you opened your eyes, you daft bugger. Time's long since past when we could sell the stones here for a decent amount of gil. It's about time you faced the facts. There's no coin to be had sweating away your life in some bloody quarry. I better be served going out and hunting my own food. Just hear me out. If you give up on the quarry, then you'll be giving up on the village itself. Even the hardest of rocks will break if you keep chiseling away at it. Life's the same. Grandfather, that's enough. Yeah, now we have female intervention. I can tell you now that no one here would claim to be happy with their lot, but there's nothing that can be done. You remonstrating with everyone is hardly going to do any good. Sweat love. Well, what do you bloody expect with that attitude? No one's going to work to improve things when even quarriers such as yourself have next to no motivation. There's a reason you don't see much quarrying going on anymore. There's no demand for it. We can get by just fine with the stones we gathered in the past and those we salvaged from ruined buildings. Prosperity doesn't lie in wait for us at the quarry. Only monsters. It's about time you realize that we're lucky to be alive these days. Come on, Grandfather, let's go home. and all others proceed to follow. Except for Corinne. Blasted girl understands nothing. Of course everything's going to seem pointless if you're only sleepwalking through life. And who the hell's are you anyway? I ain't doing this for your amusement. But I'm not here for you to amuse me. I am indeed the Sayer you speak of. Ragnfrid sent you my way, you say? Corinne was it? So you're the last we have to thank for saving Rakrata. I can tell you more fire in your belly than this entire village. Perhaps you'll be able to see that I'm not as crazy as these buggers think me. So let's speak with Sayer a little more. All Organa owes everything to the quarry. The stones we extracted were solid and pleasing on the eye to boot. We even supplied the stone used to build the palace. Oh, those were the days. It was the Imperial invasion that changed everything. Those bastards thought stone structures barbaric, favoring their cold, tasteless metallic buildings instead. They say they look civilized. Don't make me laugh! The final blow to our way of life came when Golmul began recruiting our youth for their own army. We lost just as many to the rebel cause. With no one left to tend to the quarry, it slowly fell into ruin and is now overrun with beasts. The few of us that remain have been left to eke out some living by using any means we can. I swear on Rolgar's very name, if we could just take back the sleeping stones, this whole village would brim with vitality again. I just need something that proves the beasts are gone from the quarry. Then the villagers would surely see fit to help me restore it to its former glory. I know this is a lot to ask a complete stranger, but it's not as if I'm spoiled for choice right now. Would you be able to rid the quarry of those damn monsters and bring me back 2 Urlith soul stones? I'll be forever in your debt. So we gotta do as Mr. Sayer asked of us and go a long way. And when I say a long way, I mean a long way. In fact, we can't even go to the right to get to where we need to go. We need to go down. Because yeah, the arrows seem to be pointing to the right, but it just leads to a dead end. And we don't want to be traveling to a dead end. Really? Yeah, I can understand in a way where you're coming from there, Lynette. But then again, since I'm not British, at least not by birth, or having ever been there, I really can't say how I can compare accents. I mean, I know Yami has explained it to me before, to some extent. So yeah, in order to get to where we want to go, we are going to have to go through some 61s, like this rude Sood, who reminds me a lot of Fumbaba from Final Fantasy VI. And if you've ever seen Final Fantasy VI, look at that rude Sood and tell me that does not look like Fumbaba. Looks just like him. Well, at least Fumbaba and his friends aren't all that interested in following after me, but yeah, you see what I mean here, where I said that to the left is a dead end? So, yeah, that's where the waterfall, this is where the waterfall goes down. So because of that, we have to go this way. And thanks, Jacob, for doing that, I appreciate it. So yeah, as we get closer to the quarry, we found what we're looking for. 2 marble Urliths. These things, if you see my Heaven's Ward Let's Play, are similar in appearance to some of the enemies that we found in the main story dungeon in Heaven's Ward for patch 3.3, known as Sor Kai. So yeah, these guys look pretty much like those enemies. I believe they called them Golem Soul Stones, if I remember correctly. But yeah, the link to click on Skyla's stream is in the chat right now. If you guys would like to go check it out, I'll repost it once I finish beating this Earlith. Okay, so we got what we wanted. So let's proceed to go back to Alagana. And we'll go ahead and give the soul stones that Mr. Sayer was asking for. So yeah, here, he's gonna be over here. There he is. Oh, there. Nice to see you returned. It'd be even nicer if you happen to be in possession of certain stones. I have them. Yes, this is exactly what I was after. Let's waste no time in showing them to the others. It's been far too long since the last ray of hope shone into the villagers' miserable lives. Well, when you put it that way. So, 87,000 experience points plus 800 gil, and we get an Aether Current. So yeah, we'll have more quests to take from Mr. Sayer, but I'm gonna go ahead and take care of some other things first. I'm just going to make a run to the washroom, and then I'll be back, and then we'll take some more quests from Mr. Sayer. So, back in a moment, guys. Okay, I'm back. Get the capture card rolling again, get my audio card rolling again. Yes, I did there, Lynette, I did. Yeah, the problem was rectified on Sunday morning. So, all's right with the world now. And that's why I made it as far as I have. So, since we have more quests to take from Sayer, let's take on his next one, with a level 61 challenge entitled As Stubborn as Stone. Sayer is oddly confident about his plan's chances of success. Right, time to present these soul stones to the village. Let them know that the Sleeping Stones is ready to be restored. Although it's been quite some time since anyone here truly lent me their ear, Would you mind gathering the villagers for me? So yeah, we gotta go and speak to 3 of them. Now, when I did this quest initially with Mathia in my test run, I actually did not know where one of these people was until it dawned on me that I had actually been on the path that they were wanting me to go to before. But on the way, let's speak with Svetlov, his granddaughter. What did you just say? Did my grandfather put you up to this? Wow. Yeah, just drop out of nowhere, bang, with your chocobo. He sends me mad sometimes. My apologies that he bothered you with this kind of venture. Would you mind if I asked your name? Sure. Well, Corinne, you have my thanks for humouring the wild ramblings of an old man. I'll make sure to tell him again that he needs to stop bothering strangers with his fantasies. But yeah, but if Ragenfrey believes in him, why can't you? I mean, you're his flesh and blood, damn it! Yeah, the next person we want to go to is actually the one I had a hard time trying to figure out how to get up to him. Until I realized that I had taken a quest from Gellin before that we just passed, and that this guy, Carl, is right up here beyond her. What's that? The old fart saying he wants to restore the quarry. Like I haven't heard that before. You might have been able to single-handedly take on a group of Earlets, but most of us aren't heroes of legend. What do you suggest we should do about the beast's return? Or are you planning on giving up on adventuring and becoming the quarry's very own protector? Well, someone's gotta save you from the wrath of the Guardian Empire. Someone must stand up against their oppression. So I believe that the third is going to be over here. Yeah, Hodgkin underneath these arches. Quarry, sorry to disappoint, but I'm far from interested. There's no point in placing the village's future in the hands of a dead industry. Honestly, how many people do you know that are desperate to get their hands on stone these days? Sayers' time would be better spent working out how to sell off all the leftover rocks we've already cluttering Alagana. And so after a universal shutdown and rejection, let's go over to Sayer and give him the bad news. Yeah, and you can be sure he's not going to be appreciative of being rejected in this manner. So let's speak with Sayer again. Back from spreading the good word, are you? Cannot wait to see the looks on their mugs when they have a gander at these soulstones. Actually... yeah, look who's come back. Svetlov. Grandfather, let's stop this, shall we? No one's going to come. You'd be better served heading home and having a nap. And you're the one, and you say I'm the one spouting nonsense. I know what this is. You banded together with all the others that think me mad, haven't you? How could you even think such things? I only have your best interests at heart, Grandfather. The fact of the matter is that you can quarry as much as you want. If there's no one willing to buy the spoils, then it's meaningless. You're not as young as you once were, and this fool's errand is doing your health no favors. I can't bear to watch you waste your life away any longer. Fool's errand? You consider it foolish to walk towards a brighter future for all Agana? Corinne, tell me, do you share my granddaughter's opinion? Yeah, he's gonna ask me, put me on the spot. No need to hold back. I agree, Alagana's future lies in quarrying. I think Svetlov might be right, or I can say nothing. But since we're here to help the old man... sorry for that, Svetlov, you're out of luck. I knew the woman that saves Wakrata would understand me. There's no use sitting around waiting for things to improve. The future is in our hands. Grandfather, she's clearly only saying that out of pity for you. Please don't get carried away. Clearly, you don't know what I've been through, lady. Listen, we all understand you're just trying to do what you think is best for the village, we do. But you're going to have to accept sooner or later that nothing lasts forever. I was a fool to ever even consider asking others for help. You can hardly expect your words to mean anything to those who have lived without hope. Yes, it's up to me to show you all how it's done. And so away he goes. Yeah, he's not gonna take you seriously. Why does he have to be so thick-headed? It feels like every interaction we have nowadays inevitably ends in a huge kerfuffle. He has this nasty tendency of refusing to speak to me for hours after a fight as well. I'm truly sorry to involve you in this, but do you think you could talk to him in my stead? Why though? I mean, it's not like your words are going to convince him of anything. That's a good one there, Lynette. It really is. That's a good one. I like your style. So the clouds have rolled in, and we're going to go see if we can't talk to Sarah, who's standing by the lakeside. That girl makes me wonder if I spouted so much gibberish at her age. Come to hear a story, have you? Oh, I'll tell you a story, my friend. A tale of a time when the quarry was the heart of Alagana. Yes, those were the days. It didn't matter how long you spent quarrying away, there was always more stone to be cut and people willing to pay for it. The industry supported many a family, let me tell you. There were even some days when I'd take the cold hard floor of the quarry as my bed instead of going home. Why, the only thing keeping me going half the time were the work songs we used to sing. By Rolgar, that's bloody it! If the villagers hear those work songs once more, they're sure to change their minds about the quarry. Bet you're glad you are here to see the very moment I saved our village from ruin. We'll see if you accomplish that. So, another 87,000 experience points. Why can't I just say 87,000? Why am I so determined to just say 80,000? Like, that's a terrible round down. So let's take on Sayer's next challenge. At level 61, entitled The Sound of the Quarry. Sayer is chuffed to bits with his new plan. Finish coming to terms with just how inspired my new plan is. Anyone that's held a hammer and chisel knows the wonders a good work song can do. After you've been singing for a while, your swings start to match the song's rhythm, and everything falls naturally into place. You can work for hours and hours without even realizing it. Hammer in one hand, chisel in t'other, cutting up rocks to bring home to mother. Rocks become guilt, guilt becomes our house. Our hearts has the quarry, has no need for a spouse. And the song meanders along in a similar vein after that. The ending, however, is quite something. Speckled stone, edge of the lair, not sell this stone to a kindly pair. Nay, search for pebbles, young maiden revels. That's how it finishes. Speckled stone, edge of the lair, refers to changing patterns that adorn the rock found deep underground. The rocks closest to the edge of each layer are the most brittle you see. That part of the song exists as a warning to never sell on inferior stone. Although you'd struggle to find a quarrier that doesn't know as much. No, it is the nay, search for the pebbles, young maiden revels part, which I find curious. I believe it to be referring to a jewel of some kind. After all, you hardly give a young lass any old pebble you just happen to find. No, only the finest jewels will do. If I were able to somehow take a gander at the stone mentioned in the song, probably impossible mind you, the closest fissure where I could stand a chance of finding it was right next to an imperial stronghold. Oh, great. That being said, I might be able to find something if I had you to keep me safe from harm. Accompany me, Corinne. I'm sure you'll enjoy the journey. And so, let us pursue him. You guys are really being clever in the chat, I love it. You guys are really being clever in the chat and I'm really enjoying that. Thanks so much, guys. I needed that. We're gonna run past this stuff. Yeah, target me all you want. I'm not gonna pick a fight. At least not until I get closer to the ziggurat. Yeah, I gotta get all the way down to that corner. So yeah, that's quite a bit of distance out. Means I'll have to double jump the fences like an equestrian rider. While also avoiding the blood gliders. Way to keep it going there, Skyla. Are you still on the air, by the way? That's because I'm trying to maneuver my way through the ziggurats and the creepy Kakirin that dwell within. Yeah, I think we got a bit of a open space now. Okay, good. Well, we post the link then to your stream so that everyone else can check that out too. Okay, Sayer. What are we looking for? Seems I was right to bring you along. This place is swarming with those rats. Try searching the surroundings for any that might happen to be lying in wait for us. I trust you know what to do when you come across one. So now we gotta go over here. So yeah, this is the spot we want to pick a fight in. Let's wait for our opponents to arrive. Where are they? Emerging from the cracks. Let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna really take it to these guys. Yeah, let's show them a thing or two. Whoa, look out. Yeah, sandwiching AoEs, that's never gonna work. And accuracy down though, that could. Because that is a legitimate skill. Make no mistake about it. I'll tell you once I get my accuracy down debuff taken off there, Squared Ren. Welcome to the Let's Play Novaura Autism. Nice to welcome you to the channel. Glad to have you with us this evening. So yeah, we gotta stand right here and use the beckon emotes, which is right at the bottom of the list. And so that'll trigger the cutscene. Fine work, Corinne. Suppose it's time for me to do my part. And so, after hacking away for a while, feast your eyes on this, old Corinne. Popped right out when I chiseled away along one of the layers of the rock. My guess is it could be used to craft quite a fetching jewel. I'll hurry back to the village and set about examining it in further detail. And so, yeah, as fast as his legs can carry him. So let's jump back to Alagana. Exactly, Skyla, exactly. Yeah, he's an old man who has a lot of determination and resilience, and will not be dissuaded by the discouragement of others. So yeah, there's Sayre, and apparently Sweatlove has come back. Obviously to cause no good. Oh, Corinne. Sad to say, it seems we were on a fool's errand. 'Twas no ore that we found, but a crystal fragment of incredibly low purity. Ah. Only the most naive of bands would rejoice upon finding this shiny piece of rubbish. Speckled stone or edge of the layer. Sell not this stone to a kindly payer. Must have been referring to this.
Grandfather, is that perchance a line that from a song that begins with hammer in one hand, chisel in the other?
Indeed it is, but why do you know that?
Father used to sing it to me in lieu of a lullaby. It's one of my most precious memories from the short time we were able to spend together.
Indeed, your father was a fine warrior. Not a day passes that I don't rue his death at the hands of those bastards from Garlemald. We never even had the chance to work together. He chose to apprentice under another teacher, said he didn't want me going easy on him. But enough about the past. We've been using the song as a guide to find stones of value, but the spinner's still yet to smile on us.
Have you forgotten, Grandfather? There's another version of the song, one which might lead you in the right direction.
Another? Why yes, there was another version, wasn't there? It's been so long since I last sung it I had completely forgotten. I don't suppose you remember the lyrics?
Of course I do. All my memories of Father are as vivid as ever.
That's my girl. You hear that, Corinne? There's hope yet. And so with that, yeah, we may have finally been able to get these two to reconcile. So 87,000 more experience comes to me, and so now the torch is passed over to Svetlov. So let's go on and take her level 61 challenge entitled Spooky Stones. Svetlov is warming up her pipes for a moving rendition of an alternate version of the Quarrying Work song.
I do recall Father saying that this version wasn't especially popular. However, it was always his favorite. It's certainly the one he sang most often to me.
Aye, that's the right of it. The quarry would echo for days with workers belting out the version I know. I'd probably still be singing it when I'm dead.
Can't say I'm too surprised that's all you remember, Grandfather. It's only the end of the second version that actually differs from the first. Speckled stone, edge of the layer, sell not this stone to a kindly pair. Nay, search for the pebbles, young maiden revels. Between this world and the next, 'tis there the stones collect, trade them on our ancestors' song.
So the stone worth selling is located somewhere between this world and the next, eh?
I must admit, I never really thought about it much as a child, but the song's lyrics are a bit eerie, aren't they?
Aye, that part about our ancestors is quite morbid. Do you reckon it might be referring to Hidden Tear?
I suppose that did used to be a graveyard, didn't it? I don't imagine there are too many people that have cause to visit the area these days.
I should hope not. Ever since the Empire banned us from making offerings to the deceased, I've heard an increasing number of stories saying that beings not of this earth stalk the place. I'd love nothing more than to pop over there right now and quickly see if the stone we need can be found, but something tells me it won't be that easy. What say you, Corinne? Can I count on your aid one last time? Of course. I followed you this far. My thanks. This is our last chance, and I do not intend to fail. You're not coming along, Svetlov? Alright, you're lost. So of course we must leave the only way we can. An old man who isn't putting his feet up like those lazy young'uns. I salute the stubborn old codger. May he inflict critical hit stone fours on all his opponents. Wow. Lynette. Something fierce. Something fierce, young lady. Not exactly Beyonce's Sasha fierce, but still fierce. And let's make our way across the river. Yeah, and I'm sure you guys, speaking of Beyonce, by now have heard that she has officially now given birth to her twins. So yeah, congratulations there, Beyonce, on growing your family by 2. Unless I'm mistaken, yeah, this one has a bonus on it. But am I getting to this fate too late? No, I'm not. Looks like these two could use a little help. I'll cast my lot in and see if we can't bring down Lumberjack. I mean, it's on the way, and there's an experience bonus out of this fate, so why not? Whoa, that's quite the fancy move. So yeah, you're not just beat up with a hard shell. But yeah, Kakara, if you can hang in there. Like, I don't know if I can pull the aggro off of you. Oh, died. Now with 30% still left, now it's up to Velisa and I. Oh, help is on the way. Help is on the way, it's arrived. But yeah, I don't think Kakara here is going to get credit for getting the kill. And Signet comes in at the last minute to get a little bit of points, but yeah, thanks to the experience bonus, 158,000 experience. Even though it cost Kakara her life. But thankfully, thanks to how things have changed in Stormblood, when you change warrior classes in the field, you don't have to wait for the cooldown timer to pass. You can get your skills used right away. Yeah, I actually had to show that off this morning when I had to revive Skyla. Because I was thinking to myself, oh man, I have to revive her, but I'm going to have to wait for the cooldown timer so that I can revive her. Turns out I didn't have to. So, let's get back on to the path to help out Sayre. Well, unfortunately, that's not going to work like that there, Lynette. Although I'm sure you can appreciate wanting to have one. Who knows, maybe you can have someone make something like that for you in real life. Okay, Sayre. What, Kryn? Would you mind checking the area to see if everything's safe before I go any further? If you happen to see anything funny, just take care of it for me. I'll get it to work once it's certain the area is safe. And meanwhile, I'll bring back out my Chocobo. And let's run over here. Because yeah, we can see where the enemies are. And they definitely have a presence in this place. Yeah, this is a nice little memorial that's set up here. But in order to deal with the problems that are within it, we're gonna have to deal with the monsters before we get to the monsters that we need to really defeat. So that means picking a fight with Fumbaba. Yeah, let's go ahead and burst this chubby little balloon like that. Now for what we're looking to actually fight. These things. Lock and load. There we go. Yeah, we'll drive these specters out of this place. One more to go. Yeah, maybe we can weaken a little bit. Oh, but then you slap paralysis on me. Oh, crap. At least we got him. But there's still 2 more spots we need to inspect. One's over here. Let's go ahead and check this spot out. Yeah, come on, Corinne. You can do it. Oh. Well, because they're the Garleans, they're a military superpower, they're a dictatorship, and they are really proud about spouting their propaganda. But yeah, what you've been hearing all this time was the Guardian National Anthem whenever you complete a quest or you spend time in Rhalgr's Reach. The only presence you sense in this area is your own. So thankfully nothing to worry about on this side. What about on the other side? So let's get up here. Try not to disrupt Fumbaba. Yeah, there's the third spot. But yeah, if it wasn't the Guardian's national anthem, I would think that would be a great national anthem for any country. Yeah, if it wasn't the national anthem for Garlemald, I would like to think that it would be a great national anthem for any country. In fact, the style of the music of the Guardian national anthem actually reminds me in a way of the Australian national anthem. Because given how much international sports I watch, I've heard a lot of national anthems. And the one that sticks out on my mind when I listen to the Guardian national anthem is the Australian one. Not the lyrics, but the music itself. So, Sir, nice to see you're still in one piece. Things certainly seem to be a bit safer now. By all means, go on head back to Alagana. You have my word that he'll deliver this time. Please go and put Sweatlove at ease. I bet she's worried sick by now. Exactly, Lynette, exactly. Because, yeah, when I heard it the first time with Mathia, I was thinking to myself, what? Yeah, when I heard that, I was thinking to myself, what? I'm hoping that they'll give us a different song once we get into patch 4.1 and 4.2 and so on, for when you complete quests. Alright, so love. Oh, Corinne, but wait, where is... Don't worry, he's coming back. Oh, what a relief to hear he is unharmed. Although I will struggle to truly relax until he is back with us safe and sound. Grandfather is so foolhardy. Not a moment goes by that I do not worry for him. You're acting like I'm already in the grave, my love. I can assure you there's nothing to worry about here. There's the hero returning. I found what we were after in no time. Assuming there's more to be had, we'll be able to start trading with the goldsmiths of Uldar. That is, of course, assuming the day we're free the Empire actually comes. I'm beginning to think our ancestors made Hidden Tier into a graveyard on purpose, as a form of protection in case the quarry ceased providing for us. After all, what do you know that would go to finding a graveyard in search of riches? Besides me, of course. Mr. Krabs. Yeah, Smitty Werberman Jensen! Smitty Werber Jagerman Jensen. Regardless, that's the only reason I can think of for them hiding the facts in a work song. Take a look for yourself, Svetlov. Am I really going to defile this grave for money? Of course I am! It's stunning. When I gaze upon it, I almost dare to believe that there could be a brighter future for our village. Seems hard to believe, doesn't it? And in the meantime, we welcome a new viewer, Sathis. Welcome to Let's Play Novaura Autism. Glad to welcome you to our channel. Glad to have you with us this evening. Alright, Svetlov. Now that we put your mind at ease... Oh, Corinne! Oh, wait a minute, what? Okay, for some reason they did give me credit for completing the quest. There we go. Yeah, that's happened a couple of times so far during this streaming. But we got our 87,000 experience, 1,000 gil, plus owning my choice. And so there we go. and that's going to unlock another side quest for us. So we might as well go ahead and take it while we're here. And so this time we're going to be going over... Is it going to be this way? Behind the tent? Yeah, with this luckless merchant here. So let's take on his level 61 challenge entitled Rat Bandits. This luckless merchant is desperate for help. Hello there, friend. Don't suppose you'd have time to help a man in his hour of need. I come here to buy minerals that I was meant to supply the resistance with. The only problem was I was robbed of all my gil by Kakiran bandits on the way here. Who's going to use a merchant that can't deliver the goods he claims to sell? Please, head to Momorune's Milk and take back my money. Once you've collected my gil, give it to a man by the name of Ansgar in this village. He's the one I had procured the minerals for me. In the meantime, I'll head back to Rhalgr's Reach and ask them to wait a little longer for their order. Bring the minerals to me as soon as you have them. So yeah, in a way, this is kind of an opportunity to loop us back to Rhalgr's Reach. Oh great, I can't believe I just thought of that now. Oh, Sayer. You certainly left me with the most awkward memory that now makes me think to one of the more hilarious yet heartbreaking episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. Am I really gonna defile this grave for money? Of course I am! Ah, damn it, now I can't get it out of my head. Sayer! Ah, man. Because yeah, Mr. Krabs goes and he actually finds a guy that he thought his name was just made up, and it turns out he was real. He goes and actually gets the hat back. Like, that's disgusting. We just want the hat back. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we want to get to Momorune's Milk, which is quite a ways out. And it's only accessible by taking this path, as you can see. Well, at least it's the closest, because yeah, you can see there's another one off to the left. But yeah, more Kakirans. More freaking Kakirans. So yeah, not only is there something for us to look for, but there's also an ether current. So yeah, it's a 2-for-1 deal. I guess getting out of here without a fight isn't going to be all that easy, is it? Come on around the corner and let us engage in a battle. Yeah, a little too slow there, buddy. Oh, but then he blows my accuracy down. Oh, and he brought a friend too, and I didn't even notice him. Oh, and that's going to be 3. Oh boy. My Chocobo friend, I hope you have your heals on standby. I'm gonna need them. Yeah, I hope you came prepared with your Chocobo heals. I don't need them. Wait a minute, what hit me there? Doesn't matter, we're trying to survive. Thankfully I have a second wind to tie me over. And that's what it's there for. It's there for its purpose and it served it. Oh wow, my Chocobo's taking a beating too. Yeah, these Kakiran are ruthless. Yeah, let's get our hands on this ether current. Oh, really? There's Skyla. Yeah, I will admit it is one of the funnier sketches that SpongeBob has done. I'm not really much of a fan of SpongeBob SquarePants, but I will admit that it is one of the funnier ones, even though I find it to be as horrific as it is. Because yeah, it's taking up someone's grave! Like, why would that be funny? So let's go ahead and speak with Ansgar, because we actually took our first side quest in Alagana from him. Hello there, Lost. Do you have business with me? Yes, I do, actually. The merchant who ordered the minerals asks you to bring me his payment. I take it you must have reclaimed his guilt from those pesky Kikirin. How did you know about that? Haha, you have my thanks. I was not best pleased when I heard he would be late in paying me. Here are his minerals. Get them to him as quickly as possible. No doubt he's worrying himself sick. So, it's time for us now to leave Alagana, because there'll be nothing for us to do that's left, so back to Rhalgr's Reach, and we'll give the crate of minerals back to the luckless merchant. But yeah, if I didn't have my chocobo out, I probably would have lost, and I would have had to run away from that battle or something, just to try and get another crack at getting the opportunity to obtain the loot. See, as you can tell, even though we've left, the music is still very melancholy. So we want to go up to where the luckless merchant is, which is right over here. Yeah, I don't think he would have wanted to dirty his hands in battle against Team Skull. The minerals, do you have them? I do indeed. And hey, Scala. Oh, I'm positively indebted to you. At last I can fulfill the Resistance's order. Frankly speaking, the minerals found around Alagana aren't of the best quality. But I can't help but want to support a struggling village. They've been through so much. I will need to be careful if I do not go the same way as their quarry. I had made a point of not hiring protection when traveling to save on money, but I'm not much use to anyone if I'm remembered for my gil. Here, take this as a token of my thanks. And that's 87,000 to us. And so, with that means for us, as far as side quests are concerned, the only thing to really do now is go back over there. Back over to the infirmary. Yeah, we'll go ahead and reset my capture card. And in the meantime, I would encourage you guys, if you have not yet done so, to please click on the link in the chat to go check out the stream from Scala's perspective. Please subscribe to her, give her video a like, say hello to her, and let her know that you would like to support her as well. She would certainly be very grateful, and I know I would too. Yeah, I think I'll want to make it a point to run over to the Menders so I can get an opportunity to get my stuff repaired, because I have been going for quite a bit. Yeah, look what happened to all the stuff here. It's all been laid to waste. There's really not much stuff to speak of around here. Well, if nothing else, I can give the Menders some of my money for their services. Yeah, there's not a lot of good to speak of around here right now. So let's go ahead and make our way back over to the infirmary. Okay, so now we're back with Conrad, Alice and Alpha Node. Okay. Let's get ready to lock and load again. Try not to overdo it for any battle. Of course there, Jacob, of course. So now that everything's been cleaned out in Alagana, as well as Rhalgr's Reach, we might as well take on the last quest that's available here. Let's go ahead and speak with Conrad for the level 61 challenge entitled Divide and Conquer. Conrad is a man struggling to cope with a bitter reality. You saved a good many of my men, and I cannot thank you enough for that. But the fact remains, our forces were decimated. In this state, we'll not be mounting an assault on Castellum Volodina or anywhere else. We need to be honest with ourselves about our prospects, but first we need to put our affairs here in order. Afterwards, I'll join you all at Castrum Orion. Understood. We will go and speak with General Alden. Yeah, we gotta go back over to where he is. Might as well take the conveniently located Aetheryte and take it from one side to the other. Here's the general. Pippin has already departed with the wounded, has he? Good. We have completed our search of the Reach and the surrounding area. As far as we can tell, Xenos and his men returned straightaway to Spicula Imperatoris after quitting this place. 'Twould seem he's lost interest in us. Well, he did kick our asses very convincingly, as well as his Team Skull. Which brings us to the most troubling question of all. Not how he found us, but why he chose to spare our lives having done so. In war, you kill or capture your enemy. You don't leave him to fight another day. Only a fool would turn his back and walk away. But Xenos is no fool. Whatever his motive, this is neither the time nor the place to think on it. I will leave a token force to watch over the Reach. The rest will fall back to Castrum Orion. We can discuss the path forward there. And so, away they go. And so must we. So, yeah. Since I really don't know how much further the story is going to go in this game. Yeah, unfortunately we're going to have to look at the statue of Rolgar with no head as our last image here at Rolgar's Reach. But yeah, it was a short-lived ambition, and we're going to have to go elsewhere. And I just warped to the main Aetheryte, didn't I? Damn it. I'm so used to the first Aetheryte that you touch being the initial one at the top of the list. And I was like, I just warped to the main Aetheryte, didn't I? Here we are. Yeah, when I didn't see the text, I was like, wait a minute. Hey, Lise.
Krana's with the Stola. She hasn't woken up, but Kral says she's been through the worst. Given the severity of her wound, we could have hoped for no more. Let us pray she makes a full recovery. We lost the good people, didn't we? I saw it happen. When that Skull's commander cut down Methrid, a single blow and that was it. Everything he fought for, all his dreams and hopes for the future, gone in an instant. And do you want to know the worst part? It wasn't a Guardian who did it. It was an Alamegan. Gods help me if I... No, not now. Not while the General's waiting.
Yeah, obviously in distress at the loss of her people. And not much we can do in this situation. And so...
Were it not for the swift actions of the Scions and the Alliance, many more would have died. You risked your lives to save ours, and for that we thank you.
There is no need for thanks. We are allies, are we not?
Aye, just so. Let us not dwell on this tragedy, but look to the future.
The future? I'm sorry, General, but there is no future for us. We've lost too many. Gods, I can still see Mefrid with that woman standing over him. They've ripped the heart out of us, General. They've broken us. Our fight is over.
Master Kemp, please.
I'll always hate them with every fiber of my being. For what they took from us then and now. Our homeland, our freedom, our bloody children.
You mean the Skulls? The youths who fight for Xenos?
Crania Lupi, the Black Wolf's legacy and our shame. A unit made up of children born to Alamegan dignitaries who came of age during the occupation. Sons and daughters of Gir Abania, raised to be proud citizens of the Empire, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails. It'd be easy to curse them and call them traitors, but they're our children. Our flesh and blood. If the only way to forge the future we want is to cut down our own, then...
Yeah, you can't bring yourself to do it.
Then what was it all for?
Oh, hey, Monago.
Nago?
What will you say to the families of the fallen? To the mothers, and the widows, and the orphans? Will you tell them it was all for nothing?
Listen to the girl. We dare not suffer our comrades' sacrifices to have been in vain. Now is the time to steel our resolve and press on, painful though it may be.
And when Xenos comes back with his army, what then? This isn't the first time, you know. You'll be hard-pressed to find men brave or stupid enough to face him again.
That's why we're here.
I still can't believe how strong he was. He humiliated us back there. The Warrior of Light included. Gods help us if he's next in line to the Garlean throne.
Loath though I am to say it, we should not be surprised. Before succeeding Van Baelsar in Alamigo, Xenos led the Imperial army to Doma, where he crushed the rebellion utterly. As a matter of fact, Doma remains in his charge to this day. Suffice it to say, Varus's heir is a peerless warrior and an accomplished general. The question is, how are we to contend with such a foe?
And so now the choice is given to us. And yeah, how convenient that they spoil it for us and say, we take the fight to Doma. Yeah, it seems pretty obvious, but I'm going to go for option number 1. We fight, and we keep on fighting until we win.
Come now, even you have your limits. But then, so too must he. One legatus ruling 2 provinces a world apart. Yes, divide and conquer. We kindle the flames of revolution in Doma once more, thereby forcing Xenos to fight a war on 2 fronts.
For that, there would need to be someone left to fight on this front by the time you got back. Look, I'll not deny the plan as promised. And I feel for our brothers and sisters in Doma, truly I do. But I fear we lack the strength to see it through.
Have faith in your people, Master Kemp. Them and the Scions. Hold fast, rebuild, and when all is in place, we shall defeat Xenos together.
If you're going to Doma, I'm coming too. I want to help our friends there. And make sure nothing like this ever happens again.
Yeah, exactly.
Give us the time we need, and we will give you something far greater.
Very well. For all you have done for us, we will fight on. But be swift, comrades. Alamigo has suffered enough.
Oh, of course. We wish you the best there, Conrad. Let's just casually decide to sit across the world and start an armed insurgents to overthrow the Empire from a mysterious foreign land we are not familiar with. Lynette, I wish you were at every stream. Hey, Alphanode, let's finish this challenge. It goes without saying, but the Scions alone have not the strength to topple a provincial government here or anywhere else. And I'm quite certain the same can be said of the Doman Liberation Front. Nevertheless, we can go and assess the situation for ourselves and see what can be done. Lest you doubt what good we few can accomplish, I would remind you that my grandfather and his 12 disciples once journeyed to these lands to save Eorzea and her people from certain doom. Brave souls with an impossible task, and Eorzea lives on. Our present mission may not be as monumental in scope, but it is no less important to the multitudes whom we would free from imperial oppression. Whom we will free. And so with that, 135,000 experience points plus my choice of belts. And so Alice, I believe, would have our next quest. And yeah, so we're going to take the level 61 challenge entitled Lies, Damn Lies, and Pirates. Alice is contemplating the logistics of a journey to the Far East.
Where men go as one, there is life, and when there is life, there is cause to hope. Our grandfather believed that, and so do I. But before we can forge ties with our friends in the Far East, we must first find a way to reach them. Our thought is not exactly over the river and through the woods. I am one step ahead of you, dear sister, or rather, Tartaru is. But before we discuss that, there is another issue I wish to address. Much as I would like if we could all make this journey together, someone will need to remain to serve as liaison to the Alliance and the Resistance during this critical period. Moreover, as this Shola cannot be left unattended, then I should obviously remain. Very well, issue address. You know, Alphanode, it would have been quicker just to ask and markedly less patronizing. Yes, I suppose, would you be willing to look after Shola and to provide support to Arenvold and the others? Yes, Alphanode, I would. You see, that wasn't so hard, was it? Enjoy your trip and don't you dare return with a gift.
Why not?
Oh, I wouldn't dream of it. Right then. Sister, Quinn, Lise, gather your things. We are for Limsa Lominsa.
But we will not be going there. Because now that new side quests have been made available for us, we're going to take care of these first. So we've had a quest before with Serpent Marshal Brookstone, and so he's got another one for us. He has two of them actually, starting with this level 61 challenge entitled The Hidden Truth. Serpent Marshal Brookstone is in need of a soldier. Ah, Lieutenant Loren, a moment if you would. The Alliance has seen fit to charge the Twin Adder with overseeing the occupation of Castromorium for the interim. As an adventurer, I realize it is your wont to attend to matters both great and small in all corners of the realm, though it should go without saying that you must also uphold your obligations to the Twin Adder and the Eorzean Alliance. Thus, I would ask for your aid in a reconnaissance mission here in the Fringes. Pray speak with Lieutenant Molko when you are ready to receive a briefing. She will be overseeing the operation. And Lieutenant Molko would be right over here somewhere. Yes, Tala Molko to be exact. Yeah, we actually have quite a familiar knowledge of the Molko family of the Mikote. Her sister Gia is a wood whaler over at Bent Branch.
Do my eyes deceive me? It can't be, but it is! Corinne Loren, the Griffin's Bane herself!
Like, am I really worthy of such a title?
Yes, the great hero defeated the Griffin atop Belsa's Wall, bringing his plans of conquest to a shuddering halt. I can think of no other title that so aptly befits your prowess. A pity no one else seems to think so. But enough about that. What brings the illustrious Griffin's Bane here to Castromorion? Serpent Marshal Brookstone has requested you assist in my investigation. This is such an honor. I'll do my best not to disappoint you. Oh, goodness me, where are my manners? Ptolemy, military records officer at your service. I cannot offer much in the way of combat, but if you should have any inquiries regarding historical matters, you need only ask. Now then, let me apprise you of our current situation. Shortly after taking control of Castrum Orient, we discovered a number of confidential documents left behind by the Gallians, prisoner records dating back to the beginning of Alamigo's occupation. As you might have guessed, a great many were conscripted and sent away to subjugate new territories. A surprisingly large number were executed as a reminder of what would happen should any step out of line. What we weren't expecting, however, was a number of prisoners listed simply as whereabouts unknown. We thought perhaps they met some ill fortune during their imprisonment or even escaped, but we could find no other documents to suggest what became of them. Be they living or deceased, it is now our duty to find them. Not just for our own records, mind you, but for their loved ones as well. They deserve the peace of mind knowing of what happened here. Would that this were a recent incident, though, it will be no easy task ascertaining their whereabouts after 20 years. But I believe I know where we might begin our investigation. The Ananta have called these lands home long before even the Alamegans came to settle here, and as luck would have it, the Resistance has established cordial relations with their people. Perhaps they remember something of what happened all those years ago? Maybe we can. Why don't we find out? So yeah, we have an Ananta battle maid that's going to be right around the corner here, if I do remember correctly. Yes, here she is. Along with some Resistance fighters. Alamigan prisoners captured 20 years ago? Yes, I remember. When the Gallians gained a foothold here, they interned any and everyone. Striders and anti matter notes. Most were forced to serve in the Gallian military, dispatched to other lands from which they were never to return. If I'm not mistaken, the prisoners who remained were taken to a small village to the south. I cannot say what transpired there, but the settlement was heavily guarded. I fear the worst for them. A settlement to the south? Why, that would have to be Bittermill. I recall records of its residents seeking asylum in Gridania when the Gallians first arrived. The place was all but razed to the ground. Let's begin our search there. Perhaps something of value still remains in the rubble. Now let's go south then to find Miss Lieutenant Morco. So yeah, now I'm actually going down the path that I want to go down. So yeah, we want to get down there, is our ultimate objective. And thank you, Aisu, for drawing the treant away. Only for me to get the attention of a Sapria. Yeah, I guess it can't work both ways, can it? What? Try it again. Because there have been instances where I was in a cutscene to complete a quest and it didn't pick up on it the first time. So yeah, keep trying, Skyla. Keep trying. Because yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to need a couple of mountain grizzlies away from Lieutenant Morco, who's currently being assaulted by the Garleans. Yeah. Don't worry, Lieutenant, I got your back. What are Gallians doing here? They cannot be allowed to leave. Get them! So yeah, not surprisingly, we're gonna have to beat these guys up. $505? I'm guessing maybe because it's the launch night, the official launch night, people who have come into the game at this point in time are blocking things up. That's what I surmise. I hope that's not the case. Yeah, we beat your ass. Don't maybe take you in. Ah! And off he... Yeah, off he runs. Yeah, let's give the lieutenant a hand. Oh, really? is that smart? Perhaps I should have devoted more time to combat training, though no amount of training would make me a match for the renowned Griffin's Bane. That was a magnificent display. Guardian soldiers were certainly the last thing I expected to find in these abandoned and otherwise forgotten buildings. I managed to catch them unawares, but I'm quite certain this investigation would have ended poorly had you not arrived. Still, I find this quite curious. By all rights, the Guardians should be too busy contending with the Resistance to waste time in a place like this. What were they doing here? I'm afraid our search for answers has only raised more questions. If we are to make sense of any of this, we must first search this place from top to bottom. After my heart returns to my chest.
Yeah, so now she's gonna try and calm herself with some yoga poses. We'll take the 87,000 experience points and the Aether Current that comes with it. Yeah, deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, so let's take on Tala's next quest, level 61, entitled Drawing a Blank. Lieutenant Moko seems to have regained a sense of calm.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I fear the battlefield is no place for a bookworm. If the gods are kind, we'll encounter no further distractions. Now let's begin our search. We'd like to cover more ground if we split up. Hopefully there's still some trace of the prisoners left here.
So we gotta go and search for 3 different clues. And some of them are through the houses that are nearby. Let's try opening this one. The cloying stench of rotting debris fills your nostrils. You're unable to discern where the odor is coming from. Yeah, that's quite an interesting start off. And then there's these footprints. Upon closer inspection of the ground, you see footprints. Some of them appear to be fresh. And then over here is this spot. This deserted house over here. So what are we gonna find? This house is much too clean to have been abandoned for 20 years. So what could that possibly mean? Let's speak with the lieutenant and find out why. Gotta wait for her to come back. And meanwhile, we have a smoldering corpse of armor over here. So we're waiting, and so, yeah, the lieutenant returns and found someone.
Oh, Corinne, thank goodness. I found someone while inspecting the houses. He seems unwell.
Unwell? Unwell? No, certainly not. Yes, we're quite fine. But what of you? A little girl dressed in strange clothes. Quite strange.
What? You have some nerve. Regardless of how I look, I am a ranking officer of the Order of the Twin Adder, thank you very much. Now, who are you and what business do you have here?
Who? Yes, who? An excellent question. You are you, but who are we? Yes, we would like to know very much. Very much.
You don't remember? Well, is there anything you can remember?
Remember. The 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I've no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Thanks, V for Vendetta. Yes, something about this place. Something familiar. Quite familiar. So he's just gonna stare off into space.
Corinne, this is only a hunch, mind you, but I suspect he's not from this place. Considering he's Elizin, he's likely a Gridanian escaped from the Garleans. Or perhaps... could he be one of the missing prisoners? It would certainly explain the Guardian soldiers from before. We need to take him back for questioning.
Alright.
Excuse me, sir, but would you be willing to come back with us? At the very least, you will be more comfortable than these dilapidated houses, and we may be able to help you recover your memory.
Memories. Sweet memories. Yes, we will like them very much. Very much. Oh, really? Oh, Skylar. What? Oh, man, I feel so bad for you. That's unfortunate. More interesting than Wild Hunt or clothes? Well, Drowning Fish, first of all, welcome to Let's Play Novaura Autism. Glad to welcome you to the channel and glad to have you with us this evening. Well, right now we're currently doing a series of quests where we're trying to investigate what happened to a bunch of escaped prisoners. Alright then, let's return to Castamorion. My browbeating commander will likely wish to meet you. I suppose it can't be helped. Yeah, so this is the only guy we could find in that regard. I don't think I've ever heard of... Oh, unless you're referring to Witcher 3. I was thinking like, Wild Hunt? What's Wild Hunt? And then I reminded myself, that's the subtitle of Witcher 3. Which I've never played, by the way. Okay there, Marshal. Let's complete this challenge. Possibly one of the missing prisoners, you say? I expected Silverchild claims from Lieutenant Mulcahy, but if you would corroborate her report, perhaps this warrants investigation. Until further notice, he shall stay under the protection of the Eorzean Alliance. Sir, with all due respect, you cannot just... Lieutenant Mulcahy, get this man a hot meal on a warm bed. When he's had a bit of rest, see what he knows of Bittermill and the Garleans. It should not be long before we reach a resolution to all this. You're free to wait here until she finishes questioning our new detainee. And so with that, another 87,000 experience points to us. And so away they go. But the sergeant, or rather the marshal rather, still has 2 more quests for us. So let's take on his next level 61 challenge entitled A Good Role Model. Serpent Marshal Brookstone is looking to make an example out of someone. Good day to you, Lieutenant Turin. Still fighting the good fight, I take it? Would that we had more soldiers like you. I cannot speak for the Immortal Flames or the Maelstrom, but we of the Twin Adder are not accustomed to combat in such wide open expanses. The beasts that roam these lands are quite dangerous, and to be frank, our new recruits are simply not up to the task of fending them off. For you, I imagine, it would be like crushing ants underfoot. That is why I would ask you to give my men a lesson in combat by slaying the antlions at Pike Falls. I've instructed them to stay well out of sight, so you should have no trouble fighting without distraction. When you've finished, any advice you can offer them would no doubt be invaluable to their training. And thus we shall go take care of that. But yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about Witcher 3. But I've never had the motivation to play something like that, because what I've been told, it's a very gory video game. And gore is just not something I'm all that big on. So I'm afraid I can't necessarily help you there, Drowning Fish, but I certainly commend the people who made that game, because they certainly made it a success. Still gotta go a long way to get to the antlions that we need to slay. And it's gonna be a bit out of the way, but it's gonna be all the way down here. So we are gonna at the very least get experience points for stepping into uncharted territory. So there's that much to look forward to. In fact, here's an antlion right here. Yeah, before we even get to the target circle, we're already finding these guys. Yeah, let's slow you down a bit and also boost myself. Yeah, lock and load on you. I was about to say, did I miss? Yeah, he's down. And there's an antlion over here that we can say hello to. I guess I should also summon back my chocobo. And take this freak of nature on. It looked like a crab or lobster. Yeah, I would agree with that, actually. I'll agree with that assessment. Oh, that would explain why I wasn't hitting him. He used an accuracy down move. Seems like quite a lot of enemies have that. We're gonna not bother taking on that one. We're gonna go over here instead. Get in range. Wow, I'm shocked it really took me that long to be considered in range. Because at that point I was really right up in his face. Yeah, we almost got this antlion down. And he's dead. So now we gotta speak with the twin adder recruits. Two of them are in two different spots. Let's go look for the first one. Levy's gonna be around the corner. Yep, there's the icon that indicates where he is. It's an honor to meet you, miss. To watch you fight was quite inspiring. Tell me, did you have any tactics in mind before engaging the antlions? Yeah. Finding their weak points is key, only to keep swinging until victory was assured. Well, let's be wise about this, shall we? Yes, of course. I noticed how you consistently aim for what seemed to be soft spots between their shell plating. I can't promise your words will remain with me in the heat of battle, but I'll do my best not to disappoint you or my superiors. And then the other recruit is back up towards the north. Yeah, look at all this shrapnel scattered all over the ground. Yeah, it's a real mess. Are we going to be able to find this last one nearby? Okay, yep, hiding behind this little wall. Hello there, young lady.
Lieutenant Loren, the rumors of your prowess do no justice to what I just witnessed. What is your secret?
Keep moving and wait for an opening, or battles does seem to work out in my favor. Yeah, like I said, let's be wise about this.
Seeing your nimble footwork firsthand, it is hard to refute the truth in that. Truth be told, I am a rather clumsy fellow, but I will practice every day until I am sure-footed as the illustrious Corinne Loren. Pray excuse me, I think I need time to think on this.
So let's jump back over to Castor Morion now. And we'll give the good news to the Marshal. Hail, sir. Welcome back. The men seem transformed having met you, though I suppose you're accustomed to having that effect on people. Sadly, I have no memorable acts of done with which I can inspire them. I'm heartened to know that there are those like you whom they can look up to, who will inspire them to train harder. I'll be the first to admit I was skeptical when they first began enlisting adventurers in the Grand Companies, but I'm glad my doubts were proven unfounded. Safe travels, Lieutenant. Well, we're not quite done with you just yet, but we still have more work to do before we can call in the night. There you are. There's my mouse. Alright. So yeah, I think that's, considering it's 10:30 now, we've been going for 2.5 hours, I think this will be the last set of quests we do for the night. So, what do you say we push through and make our way to the end of them? So, since the Marshal still has some quests for us, let's take his next quest. The level 61 challenge entitled Seeking Answers. The look on Serpent Marshal Brookstone's face suggests he has grown tired of waiting. I imagine Lieutenant Mulcahy has finished questioning the detainee by now. Go and see what, if anything, she's learned. Oh, you still can't get in there, Skyla? Ah. So let's go ahead and speak with Tala. See what progress she's made. Oh, Corinne, I've just finished with the questioning. Unfortunately, he can recall absolutely nothing of his past. The only thing he's certain of is that he escaped from Garlean captivity. I'm beginning to believe he really is one of the missing prisoners. But where does Bittermill fit into all this? I feel we've reached an impasse. It's not as if we can ask the Garleans what they were doing there. Or perhaps we can. The soldier who escaped us earlier must know something to have been prowling about around the area. He has to be taken into custody. Come, Corinne, we must speak with Serpent Marshal Brookstone about assembling a search party. No stone can be left unturned. Okay, Ichigo. Well, Scott, I hope you're right about that. I hope that the maintenance fixes that too. You wish to capture the soldier you encountered at Bittermill. Well, you should know I've already dispatched a reconnaissance team. After reading Lieutenant Mulcahy's report, I thought it prudent he be apprehended immediately. However, therein lies the rub. We lack the manpower to sufficiently survey the area. In fact, I was just deliberating over who I should call back to make a sweep of Owen's stash. There's no need for that, sir. Corinne and I will go. I realize I'm not the ideal scout to assist in this, but we have to find them. And away she goes. Without even approval from her superior. So let us engage on a journey to the south. Then we gotta cover the south again, and this time we're pretty much hugging the west edge of the map in order to find what we need. Also, I know it says that it's storming right now, but I see no rain. Like Blind Melon. Unfortunately, I don't know the song well enough to sing it for you guys. I will admit though, when I first heard it the first time, No Rain by Blind Melon, I thought to myself, like, this has to be one of the most boring songs ever. And to be honest, I still feel that way. Okay, Tala. On your guard, Corinne, I have a bad feeling about this place. Well, probably best I go in before you, right? I mean, we wouldn't want that little Mikote tail of yours to be cut off, would we? If that's what Imperials do to their Mikote prisoners. Yeah, looks like this guy's in bad shape. We found him, Corinne! We really found him! What are you... Ugh! These wounds... If he's not treated soon, he won't be telling anyone anything. He's like to bleed out if left unattended. Go and tell Serpent Marshal Brookstone we found him, and he needs medical assistance before he can be moved. Yeah, we gotta make the warp back to the castrum. Oh, you finished streaming, Skyla? Okay. So, back over to the Serpent Marshal. My men have searched high and low, yet there is no sign of this runaway soldier. Well, that's why we're here. Leave it to the ladies. You found him at Owen's stash. Say no more. Attention, this is Brookstone speaking. The subject has been found at Owen's stash. I repeat, the subject has been found at Owen's stash. He is severely wounded and in need of medical attention. Yeah, he's speaking by Link Pearl, by the way. Excellent work. Perhaps now we can finally get to the bottom of all this Bittermill business. And with that, another 87,000 experience points. And so, next comes the last quest for now from the Serpent Marshal at level 61, entitled The Honest Truth. Serpent Marshal Brookstone is eager to know what became of the injured Guardian soldier. By all rights, my men should be back by now. Go and see if you can find Lieutenant Molko. I want to know what those Guardian dogs are up to. And by the way there, Eric Tamlin, you know that you didn't have to color your armor blue. You could just get the default armor like I have. And you'll get the same effect. But yeah, I guess we're both going in the same direction, aren't we? A brother and sister Azure Dragoon marching off. Oh, wait a minute. No, I can't do that because Lieutenant's over here. Oh, I faked him out. Ah, Corinne, I'm happy to report we managed to bring him back safely, not a minute too soon. I plan to speak with him shortly after returning, but the healers won't permit anyone to see him until he's settled and the bleeding stopped. Imagine we won't have to wait very long. And so we have to actually stand here and wait for the soldier to be brought before us. Just gotta chill out for a while. So, as the ladies are talking it over, yeah, the soldier is brought before us. It seems he's finally fit to speak. I don't expect you to be grateful, but I'd like to remind you you likely wouldn't be standing here if we hadn't found you in that cave. Now start talking. What were you doing out there in Better Mill? We were looking for someone, an escapee from one of our facilities. He'd lost his memory and was otherwise mentally unstable, so we knew he couldn't have gone far. I believe the man you're speaking of is already in our custody. We found him seeking shelter in Bitter Mill. He claims you captured him, though he cannot recall where. So he returned to Bittermill after all. I guess the cat past came back to haunt him, even if he can't remember it. Listen, my superiors are not like to show you any leniency. If you tell me everything you know, I will do all within my power to see your life is spared. Do we have a deal? Miss, I may be dressed in their uniform, but you'd be mistaken to believe I owe the Guardians any allegiance. I would gladly tell you. Then go ahead and start spilling the beans. 20 years ago, a group of prisoners was relocated to Bittermill to assist in the Guardians' more unorthodox experiments. They wanted to create a new chemical weapon, one that would leave buildings untouched while killing any and everyone it came into contact with. Black Rose, I believe it was called. That's horrible! Their intention was to drive back Aeolian forces without wasting any of their own on the front lines. Of course, they wouldn't know if it really worked without willing volunteers, and what better place than a village long since abandoned by its people. Not a single prisoner survived, their test proving a resounding success. It was only a matter of time before Black Rose would be deployed. Or so they thought. To the surprise of many, the project was shot down before Black Rose could ever be used. The author came from the legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion and interim leader of the Alamegan province, Gaius van Belsar. The Black Wolf would not allow the senseless murdering of Eorzea's people. He saw them as future subjects of the Empire to be ruled, not savages to be slaughtered. Everything was to be destroyed, but the man behind the project would not see his work wasted, and ran off with the last remaining samples of Black Rose. To think he actually had a heart. He was promptly apprehended, but he had already hidden away his work. They used every heinous tool at their disposal to make him talk, yet he would not, or rather, could not, tell them where he hid it. The doctor had already gone mad and couldn't remember a thing. I can only assume one of his experiments went wrong and ruined his mind in the process.
Then that means the man we found earlier...
Aye, that's him, Grilla May, former head of research for the 14th Imperial Legion. Yeah, Who knows, we were actually helping out a criminal. Tala?
I can't believe that incoherent mess of a man was a scientist in service to the Garleans. I think we've heard enough. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah, take the lug away.
What do you think, Corinne? A part of me wants to believe it isn't true, but I see no reason why you would lie to us. There has to be some way to substantiate his story.
So what's on your mind?
If the entirety of Bittermill was used for their experiments, it would be no easy feat to do away with the evidence of such a massive operation. No, there would have to be some lingering traces of their work, and if they couldn't dispose of it, the only option would be to bury it! Corinne, we have to go back to Bittermill!
Let's do it. Brother, sister, it is an honor. Yeah, the dragons are out in full force tonight. Brothers and sisters alike, all fighting for the Alamegan resistance. It warms my heart and makes me proud. And to be honest, I always am motivated when I see our own in battle. Those who are willing to take up the lance as I have. Oh, you're still trying? Oh, good luck there, Skyla. Good luck. Remember, keep the civilians alive. Okay, Tala.
Alright, let's split up. There has to be something here, and I'm not leaving until we find it.
Now we gotta search Bittermill for evidence. Thankfully, having done this before, I have a pretty good idea. I know where it is. It should be at this spot. And we will get confirmation in a moment. There's nothing buried here. Ah, crap. They changed the position on me. So I guess it's not where I found it with Mathia during my test run. Because that is where I found it with Mathia in my test run, but yeah, I guess they changed the spot. I guess it's random no matter who you're doing it with. Maybe over here? Digging through the ground. No luck. So we've checked behind that house, we've checked behind this house. So I guess we'll come up here to this house. And search around. Yeah, over here. Your digging reveals a small metal container, though you probably shouldn't touch it. Lieutenant Moko will want to know what you found. I agree. Let's go tell her. Yeah, there you are, Lieutenant. Don't worry, I found what you seek.
You found something?
I have, yes.
A metal container? Could it be the missing sample of Black Rose? So he was telling the truth after all. There is no time to be sentimental nor hasty. Any mishaps in handling that container could prove disastrous. Let's report back to Serpent Marshal Brookstone.
So, back to Castor Moyan. And we'll proceed to let the Marshal what we've uncovered.
Lieutenant Morco reporting, sir. We discovered the identity of the man we thought to be one of the missing prisoners. He is Grillerme, former Chief of Research for the 14th Imperial Legion, who oversaw the manufacturing of a chemical weapon known as Black Rose. After a thorough survey of Bittermill, we've discovered what we believe to be a sample of this weapon. We'd like to request assistance in retrieving it.
Attention, this is Brookstone. A container we believe to contain a Gallian chemical weapon has been discovered at Bittermill. I need you to get out there and retrieve it immediately.
As for the missing prisoners, they were used as test subjects for Black Rose. There were no survivors. Sir, I don't believe we should allow the risk of such a weapon falling into the wrong hands.
I agree, Lieutenant. After the weapon has been safely moved to a secure location, rest assured we will see to its disposal. As for Guillaume, his fate resides with the Council. Considering the weight of his crimes, his punishment will be quite severe.
I almost pity the man, but memories or no, his crimes cannot be excused.
Lieutenant Morco, Lieutenant Loren, well done today. I'm sure you're both quite tired. Go and rest, you've earned it.
I'm afraid we can't quite yet. Actually, I think I'll be heading back to Gridania to write a report. The events of Bittermill need to be recorded, that will prevent such atrocities from happening again. I wish I could accompany you a while longer, but I'm sure the great Griffin's bane is needed elsewhere. Thank you again for all your help. I look forward to adding your feats of daring to our records someday.
And with that, we get our last quest experience from the Marshal, along with 1,000 gil, plus choice of jewelry, which I'll take. And so, as far as the Marshal is concerned, that's that for him. Now, there's only one person left here at the Castrum that still needs our help, and it's our old friend Lucine, who we helped at level 60. So now she has a 61 quest for us. This one entitled, A Second Assessment. Lucine is in need of an extra pair of hands.
Oh, you're the adventurer from before. Have you come for more work? Because I could certainly do with an extra hand or two. My analysis of the samples you brought me is coming along quite nicely, but there's one more area I would have you investigate. There's a cavern southeast of here, the Comet's Tail, so named for the glowing ore covering its walls and ceiling, as if the gods themselves captured starlight and placed it there. Despite its supposed beauty, however, I have heard reports that the area has been adversely affected by pollution. As before, I need you to procure 3 samples of the soil and 1 of the water so I can ascertain the truth of what has happened there.
And so, away we go again. So it's a long way to get to the Comet's Tail. In fact, this particular spot is all the way down there. So yeah, we're covering a tremendous amount of distance in order to get this last quest completed. And wow, I don't know where that guy got that bird from, but that looks impressive. Yeah, I do not know where that guy got that bird from, but that was an impressive looking bird. It wasn't glowing at all, so I doubt it was from an extreme primal duel from Heaven's Ward. Wow, someone's getting pounded on. And that fate just started. But I'm gonna stay on focus here because I want to get to the end of this and call it a night. Because yeah, the maintenance is gonna be happening soon, so I have to make sure that I'm all done with this. And as fast as we can in order to get to where we need to be. Cross the river. And deal with some skimmers, these dragonflies. And we gotta make it down still. We still got quite a bit of distance to cover. Am I gonna run out of room? Yeah, I think so. Unless I can pop in from the left, but I don't think I can. Yeah, because it would have to be from right there. And I don't think the map is going to be nice to me in that regard. Oh no, there is an entrance! Okay, good. I was worried. Because yeah, when I came in here with Mathia, I had actually come from the opposite side. So I guess I lucked out. So there's our soil sample, or one of them. Also got to get them from over here. And if we want a water sample, we're going to have to fight off some goosefish. And go ahead and dig here. So now to fight off what is blocking our path to success. We might not need to attack the other goosefish unless it turns around, which, knowing my luck, and I do, is going to be more than willing to cross my path. Yep, I was right. All we needed to do was therefore to turn its shoulder. If a fish has a shoulder. Yeah, is that actually a body part that a fish has? Is a shoulder? And if they did have such a thing as a shoulder, where exactly would it be? Would it be right behind the gills or something? Alright, so let's warp back to Orient and get this challenge done. So let's go ahead and give Lucine the samples from the comet tail that she wanted. Did you have trouble procuring the samples? Not at all, actually. Here you go. Yes, this is perfect. Perhaps someday soon we can restore the cave to what it once was. You see, the comet's tail was once a place of worship. Legend has it that as the great flood of the Sixth Umbral Calamity swept across Eorzea, Rhalgar cast a great beacon into the sky to lead his people to safety. That beacon would one day fall to Earth, and its remains are what illuminate that cave. The Alamegans placed altars within, and would often visit to offer up prayers to Rhalgar. Of course, that all changed when the Garleans came. No one is certain for what purpose the cave was closed off, but some say it was used as a crude research weapons facility. Whatever the truth may be, I will find it and restore what was taken from the Alamegans. When that day comes, I hope you'll go and pay the Comet's Tail a visit. I hope you're right there, Lucine. And so, another 87,000 experience points. And side quests here at Castor Morial are finished. As is tonight's stream. So, having had the opportunity now to cover quite a lot of content on one day. Because yeah, keep in mind, we already have been through one day, through 3 streams and 9 hours of content, where we've gone to Alamigo's territory now, which is where we're standing. We've gone to Rhalgar's Reach, helped out the people there, only to see them pretty much slaughtered by Team Skull. And in addition to that, we've also gone to reach out to people in the mining settlement of Alagana. We helped a family to reconcile, and we also were able to reunite with some people who we've met before. And also as well, we came to help out a whole bunch of people in or around Castor Morial who are assisting the Grand Companies in various capacities. So, suffice it to say, we certainly got a lot done in 9 hours of streaming. And so I hope I will see you guys again here tomorrow when we continue on our journey. So I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Let's say about 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And we will return to Limsa Lominsa for the first time as we rejoin Alphinaud and Alice and Lise as they continue on their journey, and we assist them by going off to explore the land that has Doma as its capital. Because now we're going into a completely brand new territory, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys when we get there. So, that's going to do it for Day 1 of Let's Play Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood Live. I'll see you all back here tomorrow afternoon, hopefully alongside Skyla as the two of us venture off to the Far East and Doma. So, until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Novaura Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.